Peace and blessings, family. Welcome back to another episode of Learn with Shavern. So last week on Learn with Shavern, we discussed a few of the new inventions being released to the public for sale or will be available to the public soon at the Consumer Electronics Show, also known as CES Trade Show of 2019. We have discussed how integrated technology has become in our everyday lives, right? From what we eat to what we wear to where we live, because we saw that smart house thing, right? Which I think is like so dope. Smart house. Yeah, the moving walls, all of that good jazz. So for those of you who are not aware, we have also moved into a motion of cryptocurrency. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Cryptocurrency, what it is, and the newest cryptocurrency that, well, I shouldn't say newest, right? It's like the third popular one. So how many of you have even heard of the term cryptocurrency? How many of you know what cryptocurrency is? How many of you know how it is used? So we're going to talk about all of that for those of you who are not familiar, and then we're going to jump into Ripple and what's happening with Ripple right now. Cryptocurrency is a digital currency in which encryption techniques are used to regulate the generation of units. It generates units and verifies the transfer funds. The coolest thing about it is that it operates independently of a bank. Now, this is major, right? Number one, the central banking system is absolutely not feeling the use of cryptocurrency because they don't get to benefit off of it. And we're going to talk a little bit about how banks benefit off of your money that's placed in the bank, right? And I'm not telling you go ahead and have mattress money because we already know the liabilities associated with that. God forbid your house goes up in flames. There's no accountability for how much money you had under your mattress, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about like why banking, some downfalls about using it. However, the cryptocurrency that we'll be discussing is called Ripple. Ripple is the third most valued cryptocurrency right now. Now, here's the reason why Ripple is big, why it was even why article was even written about it right now. So they've updated their security. Ripple's planning to upgrade the technology of the cryptocurrency. Of course, this is great news for those of you who are investors, or if you're not investors and maybe you are interested in learning about investments, or you're playing with the idea of investing in stocks and so forth. Maybe Ripple's something you want to look into. The upgrading of their technology is really good because if it's more secure, right, this now lowers the risk of investing in it, which is great because a lot of people love low risk investing, which we're going to talk about the cool thing about this anyway, about investing in Ripple. So Ripple has many what they call marquee investors, so the big name investors. So one of the big name investors is Santander. For those of you who got a car note in America, you're familiar with Santander because they're one of the biggest lien holders out here that give loans for car notes or mortgages. But Santander's a bank, right? For those of you in the UK, I believe that Santander has an actual branch. They're one of the investors in Ripple, as well as SBI. SBI is the State Bank of India. Now, why would India be investing in cryptocurrency and not want to be a part of the central banking system? That's interesting. Now, check this out. I just want to throw it out there that all banks use their money for their own investments. What they do is, okay, so if you guys have a cell phone where you downloaded an app and you can check your bank account, right? There's algorithms in place so that whatever you see your bank account as, that's what the algorithm's going to show. But physically, you don't have any proof that that money's actually there. So what's happening in the background while it's showing you have X, Y, Z amount of money in your account, the bank is really borrowing that money investing it. Hence why you got big banks like Santander, because they're taking your money to go invest it, which is how they're able to afford giving you loans. And with you paying them on time, it returns back the interest, which they're able to take that interest and reinvest that, right? They're investing in cryptocurrencies like Ripple. So if the banks are doing it, why aren't you doing it? That is the question, right? So I just want to throw it out there. That's what I was talking a little bit about earlier, or that's what I was attempting to allude to earlier when I spoke about the mattress money. We don't really have any physical proof. Unless your money's in your hand, we don't have no physical proof of where our cash money is whenever we get our checks, right? Unless you pay everything with cash, which in today's society, that's very difficult. It's not impossible, but it is difficult. Now, the reality is that the banks are using your money to invest it, make their money off the top, return your money back to your account, right? You guys ever log on to your online banking account and it said it's down for system maintenance? Now, they'll portray it and say something like, oh, they're upgrading the security feature in the account so that way, people don't hack in or whatever the case may be. But we know that those things still happen. If it's the right bank and it's being targeted, it's going to happen regardless. So that's the time that they're using your money to make money, during those system maintenance times. Now think about this. As the cryptocurrency platform gains more and more efficiency, especially with small startups like Ripple upgrading their technology, right? They're able to transfer currency all over the world. There's no monitoring of a bank, which can have its ups and downs. But we've been talking all this week about all these different ways that technology has been integrated with mankind. From everything we wear, like I said, to the house we live in. They built the smart house prototype in a very kind of affordable fashion. And now our currency, which cryptocurrency is not brand new, right? It's been out for a few years. A lot of different cryptocurrencies are out there. There's Bitcoin, Ripple's one of them. I can't remember. There's a few of them out there that exist. There's a few different cryptocurrencies. However, we're moving in this motion where we're utilizing technology for everything. And that's really the whole point that I want to bring to the forefront. From our finances down to where we live, to what we eat, genetically modified organisms, right? That's what GMO is. So I just want everyone to be mindful of this direction that we're using. According to one of the corporate officers of Ripple, Stephen Thomas, Ripple came out with something called the white papers, which from my understanding of the white papers, which was written in a whole bunch of technology jargon, I didn't even try to pretend to read, because every 2 words I had to Google what it meant. So I was just like, all right, I'm going to intake this information. I had no simple form of putting it. However, they called it the white papers. Part of the things that the white papers highlighted was the progress of the company, and it's going in the right direction, which is great. Here's the kicker to Ripple. Ripple's stock code is XRP, and it is currently running for 31 cents on the dollar. $1 in 10 years, if the company's going in the right direction, can bring you a lot of money later. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be a mathematician. However, you guys can do the math with the compounded interest, the direction of the economy. Of course, there are different factors. But if you're one to keep up with those type of things, then that's an easy calculation for you to figure out right there, right? Especially according to Stephen Thomas, the startup intends to improve all of their securities with technology in order to further make it easier to transfer money to all over the world. So they want Ripple to be as accessible to everybody everywhere as possible in terms of exchanging money. So now you don't have to worry about currency exchange because it's going to be one currency. Interesting thing when you think about that whole one world concept theory that's out there, if you guys have ever heard of it. But anyhow, drop comments below. Let me know what you think about the cryptocurrency Ripple. Do you think that that'd be a good investment? What do you think about using technology for currency? I thank you guys so much for liking, sharing, subscribing. Peace and blessings, family. Have a positive, powerful, and productive day.